So it's amazing what increasing the funding of the state-run media in Canada will do for you. Like, it's been 2 whole weeks since that revelation of the groping scandal that happened with Trudeau, and literally American news media was covering it. There was a few right-wing stations in Canada covering it, but ultimately within Canada there was a massive blackout. And finally, after all this summit shit and G7, whatever, is over, now they're addressing it, but they're coming out, and this is a headline from the National Post: why an 18-year-old groping allegation against Justin Trudeau is not a Me Too movement. So somehow the Me Too movement does not apply to Trudeau because the media says so. Even though, like, within the article, they're not denying anything, any of the allegations that the girl made. And even within the tidbit that was going around, that was going viral, that was that old news clip, like, Trudeau admitted to groping the girl. He said that he wouldn't have been so forward if he had known she was working for, like, a national reporter or national post or something like that. Like, if she had been somebody who had no standing whatsoever, then he wouldn't have cared. That's pretty much what he said. But because she was somebody kind of important, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. If I would have known you were important, I wouldn't have groped you like I did." So it's like he admitted to it, but now his spokespeople are coming out saying, like, "Oh, he doesn't remember doing anything inappropriate. He remembers being there, but he doesn't remember doing anything wrong." Yet all the people that the National Post are talking to, they're like, "Yeah, the girl who made the allegations, she's legit. She doesn't lie about anything. I believe her, but it's not the same." So it's like they want to skirt the line between saying that this girl is not lying, but at the same time saying it doesn't apply to Trudeau. And then at the end, this one girl, Olivia, thinks, she's like, "This is clearly a witch hunt. This is politically motivated." And it's like, who cares? Even if it is politically motivated. Like, Trudeau, I remember him making a statement a while ago saying it doesn't matter when these allegations happen, even if they happened 20 years ago, that you need to face the punishment for what you did. But clearly that doesn't apply to Trudeau because he has a feminist foreign policy, and he puts half women, half men in his cabinet. And, he's just a revolutionary feminist. So, yeah, he can grope as many women and shit as he wants. And nothing is going to happen. The media is going to come and cover for him. This is why he gives them so much fucking money every year. Because they play defense for him. They either, they don't say anything about this whole groping allegations for 2 weeks. And then when they do come out, it's like this whole narrative of how this doesn't apply to Trudeau and it's not a Me Too thing, and it's just mean people trying to get him ruined and trying to ruin his career. Where it's like, come on, are you fucking kidding me? Like, he admitted to groping her. There's no denying this. Like, what more can you say? Like, but now he's lying. He's literally lying about it, saying he doesn't remember doing anything inappropriate. But clearly he did. And, he should have known better, considering that within his time at McGill University around when this happened, he was like in what was it called? In his 2014 memoir, this is from the article Common Ground, Trudeau wrote that while a student at McGill University, he was part of the first cadre of men trained to join the women activists in leading discussions groups on sexual assault and date rape. In an interview with CBC Radio earlier this year, Trudeau said that he had been very, very careful all my life to be thoughtful, to be respectful of people's headspaces as well. So, clearly he didn't, because he admitted to groping that girl. Like, there's no denying this. He admitted to it. Even, like, the people in this article who they're talking to, because they can't reach the original girl anymore, like, they're saying that, like, "Oh, I believe 100% what this girl said." But, like, if you read a little bit more, it's like, though it's not expected editorial. Yeah, though she had not expected the editorial, Bourne told the Post its contents were on point and pure of heart, reflecting accurately how the reporter had described the alleged incident to her. So even like his spokespeople said, like, she had high integrity, wasn't a gossip, very professional, Bourne told the Post. And then Bell, another person that was there, apparently, he was like, told the Post the editorial accurately reflects his recollection of the reporter's verbal report to him when he was returned from vacation several days after the festival. He said the way the reporter characterized the alleged incident was more along the lines of unwelcome and inappropriate than something that had left her distraught and traumatized. It's like that doesn't matter, right? According to people at the Me Too movement, right? Like, it shouldn't matter if it left her traumatized or not. If he went and grabbed a woman and grabbed her ass and felt her up, then that is violating her space. That, according to him and his McGill University and his training, he should have known better. But clearly, this is like a lot of those feminist dudes. They get into these courses just to try to like bang women anyways. Like, these are like the sleaziest types of dudes anyways. They're trying to pretend to be all for these women's causes, just try to get in your pants. And a lot of these guys, end up being like, revealed to be some of the biggest creeps ever. Like, they're the biggest stalkers oftentimes. But nonetheless, this whole story was just excusing what he did. And what else was there? I was like, while Trudeau's critics online have been eager to accuse him of hypocrisy as the allegations have circulated, the exact details of the allegations remain private. And it's like, no, they weren't. They are not private. Like, we have the statements from what happened in the article. Like, she said, like, he came out and apologized, right? That is an admission of guilt. If you apologize for something like that, that was an admission of guilt. So, they're trying to act like, we still don't know all the facts. We don't know all the information. And then he's like, Olivier was for one expressed dismay that the editorial was making waves 18 years later and said its resurfacing seems like an unfair witch hunt. Come on, people, she said, this is not a way or how to activate the Me Too movement. So yeah, they're like excusing it. They're saying like, oh, well, we shouldn't bring up these old allegations to smear this guy now. But you guys do this all the time. This is what you did with Trump. This is what happened with other MPs, conservative MPs that had to step down, where the allegations weren't even proven and they came out to be false at one point. So yeah, this is a clear double standard. And then Bell, who has since left journalism, is amazed an article published in his small paper so long ago has become the focus of international interest and intrigue. He has no doubts the incident happened as described. Based on the reporter's words, I consider her to be sound character and that she would not have made this up. So, like I said, they're trying to tread between, she's not a liar, believe all women, and this allegation isn't the same because it's not really proven and we still don't know all the facts. And it's like, but believe the woman. And he admitted to it. Like I said, he admitted to guilt. He said, if I would have known you were like a reporter for whatever, then I wouldn't have assaulted you. But this is like the last line of the story. It's like, it wouldn't have come to light at all, I'm sure, if the person in question hadn't gone on to become the Prime Minister of Canada, Bell said. If he wasn't Prime Minister, I'm under no illusion that this would be scouring the archives of the advance to find the great journalism that we did. So it's like, who cares if it's politically motivated, right? It doesn't matter, and this is no excuse. Like, people can say that about Trump, too, with that story that I forget who was sitting on for, 10, 15 years. They had, this tape. So clearly that was politically motivated. Like, the fake pictures on the Times magazine with the crying girl that wasn't even separated from her mother. Yes, that was politically motivated, right? But, this... who cares if it is politically motivated? If it's true, it's true. And if he talks the talk, he should walk the walk. If he's gonna fire people out of hand right away if they say, like, breathe on a woman incorrectly. Then he should apply his own standards to himself, but he won't, and the media is not going to hold his feet to the fire because he pays them their fucking check, right? He gives them all of their money, so they have no incentive to actually be hard on him, and they never will be hard on him until we get rid of our state-run media in Canada. Like, we are spending billions of dollars just to be propagandized, just to have shitty Arctic ice shows, Canadian shows that nobody wants to watch. We need to defund the CBC and just have more privatized free press. It's not a free press when the government is in control of it, because you never bite people. On average, they do not bite the hand that feeds them, and it's you can't expect news agencies to either, and they're always going to want more money. They're always, and especially considering now that people are watching news less and less and less, watching all these different programmings, they're going to be wanting more and more and more of our money. And it's just, we this needs to end. Like, I don't know how Canadians are so brainwashed into thinking that, this is a good thing that we have a state-run media. Like, it's insane to me. Like, just think about it for like 5 minutes. Just think about what it does to have the government give money to journalists and journalism. Think about that, right? Think about why the government school systems as well do not teach people about individualism, do not teach people how to live like with less government. They always teach us government is solution to everything. If they just controlled the media, they control education, they control this, control everything would be good. But that's what they want us to believe. If in these government schools, they have no incentive to teach you how to live by yourself, how to have a proper family, how to keep societies together. They want to keep you dependent upon the state. They want to keep us, just useful fucking idiots to listen to their propaganda, and they think we're not going to see the clear double standard between Justin Trudeau and what he did compared to what other people are being actually witch hunted for. So yeah, we see this, and this hopefully makes some Canadians wake up a little bit and lose some trust in the media. But I don't know. There's so many dumb people out there. I don't have much faith in humans anymore. But that's all I pretty much had to say. If you like my content, subscribe and have a good day. See ya.